fast writing all the food items. In the second pass, I am writing full description in each of the food item. In the third pass, I am reviewing the whole thing. So it is like a process to verify and giving a prop to the respondent or the interviewer. Okay, you have yesterday you are telling me that you went to the party. What you have eaten? Did you drink something? Any dressing you have added? So I am giving it propping and making him memorizing some of the things, especially usually the beverages and the dressings. Usually these are missing from our during our interviews. So here I'm giving some prop to help the respondents to memorize what he has eaten or what he has drinking. So here we have a very important term in which, we have missing food. These are the food which has been eaten, but they are not reported. And the vice versa, the phantom food, which are the food not eaten, but they are reported. Some of the people, they lie, and they have not eaten some of the precious things and very expensive things, but to show that they are eating very expensive things, they will lie, and we call this that phantom. So the researcher found that sometimes the people they are overestimate what their actual intake, and vice versa. They are underestimate, especially the obese person. They will underestimate what they have, because they don't want to be blamed by their physician or dietitian. So they will write this or some of the things. They will skip some of the things which they have actually eaten. So we call this flat slope syndrome. Here, a very interesting thing. It is like comparing. Usually, when we want to initiate food frequency questionnaire. Suppose it is assumed that here for Edmonton we are going to build a food frequency questionnaire for Edmonton City. So, what is the procedure to build this instrument? Measure how we are going to I can write items, or is there a specific procedure in which I am building food frequency questionnaire? And usually, when you are building this for Edmonton City or for Alberta or for Canada in general, it will be it's a national effort, and it will be recorded by your name till the end of the line. Otherwise, some people they came and do some updating. So to make a food frequency questionnaire for Alberta, for example, we are using either the 24-hour data record or the food record. And we are using the maximum number of individuals. So here, the sample number should be large. Okay? Also, what else? Diversity of the people who are involved in this study. And because we have this ethnicity, we have the other ethnicity, so we have to include everyone. Okay? So here, if I'm taking large sample with the diversity, and for 1 week weight diet record. The vice of weight diet record, the versa of weight, the opposite of weight diet record. Can anyone tell me? Weight. We are weighing. But sometimes it is estimated food, diet record, the opposite of that. So it is 4 times we are doing 1 week weight diet record. Why 4 times? It is highlighted in red. Why 4 times? 4 times. Exactly. It's different season. Because if I will do it in winter, so I will be missing many of the things, many of the foods, many of the vegetables and fruits, which usually present in spring, autumn, and summer. So when we are collecting for example, the food record for 1 week in the fall semester with a large number of population participants involved with a large number of diversity, I'm expecting that I have captured, okay, then I have captured all the food items, all the food eaten, the people are eating in this area or in this particular area. So when I am comparing the food frequency questionnaire which I have built with the initial food records, so they will compare favorably and vice versa. If I have selected this number with little diversity in one season, say they will compare unfavorably. So because of that, it is very important to have large number, diversity for season, because of that it is forward week weight that record. Weight, of course, it is more accurate than estimating. So here I am collecting very accurate information regarding that dietary. Result of the study showed that simple self-administered food frequency questionnaire can provide useful information because they are we have used the correct procedure to collect all the information either through the food record or that 24-hour record. So 24-hour record, 24-hour data record. So they are matching. They are, when we are comparing them, they are favorable matching between the two. And here, sometimes because we didn't take enough number, this diversity, one season, the questionnaire compared unfavorably because of that. Here, we have to go for another judgment because they compared unfavorably. So we have to go for another judgment, which is, we call it usually biological marker. So this is the third criterion method in the validation process in which we can judge or measure exactly or validate our dietary intake. Usually when our biological marker matches that dietary intake which has been obtained from the 24-hour dietary record, this is validation for the 24-hour dietary record, or from the quantitative food frequency equation. And here, when we are talking about biological markers, we are talking about some of the nutrients which has been measured directly from our sample, either blood or urine or other, other sampling. So, use a biological marker. This is another approach to validate dietary measurement method. And to compare the intake data with certain biological markers. Biological markers offer advantage of being easy and accessible. Just I will go to the lab and they will take my blood or urine and they can tell me how much vitamin C, how much vitamin B12 I am having in my blood. And if that means, and here comes, at the same time, I have given, or I have written my food record for the last week or what. So when they come and they will find the result of B12, which is good. And at the same time, when they will go through some of the items, or when they will analyze by software the food which I have consumed, for example, the last week, they will find like a matching between the lab result of B12 and what I have consumed in the last week. So here there is matching. Providing validity check for dietary intake. This is what I have said. Independent of the respondent's accuracy and truthfulness. Here it is very truthful. The lab work, it gives me a very truthful result. Usually when the patient, he has an appointment with his, physician or physician, for example. So sometimes 1 day or 2 days before he goes for the appointment, he will do or she will do some adjustment in his dietary behavior. And he is trying to trick the physician. But when the physician asks, for example, hemoglobin A1C test, this will discover that no, he just adjusts for 2 days because he is afraid from blaming of the physician. But so here, the truth was coming from the lab result, which says that his hemoglobin A1C was more than 8, for example, which is very high. So here it is very truthful result came from the lab, which is contradicted what he has been mentioning. A major problem, however, is that many factors other than dietary intake can affect the nutrient concentration. Everything has a limitation. So when we are talking about biological marker, we are saying that it is not always 100% correct. An example, ferritin increase with inflammation because it is positive or negative acute phase reactor. Positive or negative? Positive, yeah. In inflammation, the ferritin result or number will increase, which is away from the dietary intake of the iron-rich food. Okay. So here's one of my paper work in which we have, we have validated our dietary intake with biochemical indicators. Means we were asking in this paper, it was about, the people who has survived burn injuries, and means we have done like screening and we have classified them to excellent healing, moderate healing, and poor healing. And we want to find, we hypothesize that vitamin C, for example, pyridoxine, which is B6, they have a link with the healing. So we have extracted some of the information from the dietary intake, but we were doubt about the power of our dietary intake tools. So because of that, we have analyzed, we have done biochemical analysis for vitamin C and for pyridoxine B6 to be sure or to validate our dietary intake. So this is an example of using two methods, dietary intake, okay, from the 24-hour dietary report, plus that we have done blood analysis for vitamin C and for pyridoxine to be sure or to validate the dietary intake of these patients. And we have found excellent result that the people who has higher intake of vitamin C and their vitamin C and their blood was good and excellent, they are having an excellent healing score in comparison with others who has lower healing score. Here, to capture the actual and the correct portion size, we are using different methods. And here, one of the methods in which we are using simple paper, round, circle, triangular. It depends upon the shape of the food we are. If it is patties, so we are using the circular one. So this will, will help the respondents and the interviewer to write the actual or to capture the actual size or the portion size. And we have here different examples. This is one of them. Also, we have here the polystyrene balls, which it is, it is like 3-dimensional. It helps me in better, visualizing or have insight about the actual portion size which has been taken. Also, another thing is the bowls, blades, measuring cups and spoons. They can also be a tool for extracting the accurate portion size using photographs or digital image to facilitate the portion size estimation. This is also another method we usually use to capture the correct portion size. And here we have examples. These are not real food. This is, for example, it is like foam, polyethylene foam. This is like the pizza one, same thing. And here the cake, or this is polyethylene. This will help the patient or the respondents or the clients in writing down if he is going to food record the correct portion size, who has been consumed. These are pictures. Also, the picture here can help me or can help him in writing the correct portion size. Some of these things, they are not real, they are model. They are in the same size, the same shape of the real food. This will make the picture more clearer for the respondent or the client to write or to report the actual consumption of the food. This is also researcher at the USDA have developed the food model booklet. This booklet shows pictures, dimensional images representing different shapes and size, and here you can see. Here we can use the knife sometimes as a measuring, as estimation of the size of the food which has been consumed.
And the plate.
And the plate.
Yeah, little plate.
Yeah. When during the interview, identification of a particular brand name of the food consumed, it's important. It's important to write. Even when I'm writing, means I have written all the food items, and now I am using the software to analyze. It will be helpful to write the particular brand. So it will give me more chips. Or there are different types of chips, but if I have mentioned the name of the brand which has been consumed, this will give me more accurate result. Okay, after the supermarket dairy case, which usually in my 24-hour interviews I am showing them, so they will select in case they are not able to remember. So these photographs from the supermarket dairy sometimes can be used as a helpful tool. During the course of 24-hour report, for example, a child is likely to remember the brand of the potato or the corn he has eaten, but he cannot remember the size. So here I am helping this child in telling me the exact information about the portion size he or she has consumed. Here it is like food models. It is exactly looking the same as the real food, in the shape, in the size. So I can show him, I can show her that this is the size. Yes, so I can write. I know the size is equivalent to 3 O's, for example. So here, by using the lifelike food models, I am capturing that correct information. A glass, bubbles, cups, already we have mentioned this. These are tools to capture the exact information. Household spoons, measuring cups can be also used. As you can see in the picture here, these are the different utensils. These are measuring cups, measuring spoons. They can give very accurate information about the food that has been consumed. Here are some of the things, some of the concerns we should always take care of. Young person, because he is a child, as we have mentioned earlier, he doesn't have the portion size, so we have to help. We have to give assistance in capturing the correct information. Those persons with recall problem, he is having a problem with his memory, so I should be very selective in choosing the accurate tools, so I can help him in writing. So instead of using the 24-hour dietary record, we are using food record in which he is writing at the same time what he has consumed. person with impaired vision or hearing. So here, this should be taken into consideration. So I should go if he is having a problem with the vision, so he cannot write. Okay, so I can help him. I can interview him in this case. Person who cannot read well. Okay, so 24 hours will be the solution. People living with obesity. So here I am very concerned about sometimes underestimation and underreporting of some of the foods. So I have to probe, I have to validate some of the information with I'm dealing with such people. Okay? So the USDA has also contributed to the development of the food composition table. Food composition table, each country has their own food composition table. And most of these food composition table all around the world, they are utilizing the USDA database, which is, like many countries, they are using it as a source for building their composition or food composition table. So the food data system in foods, it was, came in 1984. In foods is comprehensive. It's a very comprehensive because it gives very much detail about each and each item we are consuming. And day by day, they are increasing their data from different parts of the world. For example, the Jordanian food composition table was not there, but it means the Jordanian food was not there, but I think in the 2010 they have included the Jordanian. In some of the Far East countries, their food, they were not present in these data. Now they are present. So they keep updating, and so it became like global data. So food is a comprehensive effort under the United Nations University, okay, Food and Nutrition Program. This is with the help of the Food Board, co-sponsored by the FAO, which is the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations. And you can simply visit this link and see the important of how comprehensive, how you use the data regarding the food and the dietary analysis is there. Here, basic checklist for the computerized dietary analysis. We have different computerized data analysis tools, and we should be very selective about choosing the most suitable one. And there are, like criteria in which we can select our computerized system to analyze our data. How many food items are in the database? Yeah, we have 3 examples, X, Y, and Z. Here, the system has around 300 food items. Here, they have around 800. Here, they have around 1,200. So, I will choose the 1,200. Why? Because it has larger number of food items and no need to go for substitution. Substitution sometimes will give you incorrect information. When I am he has eaten chicken biryani, okay? Which is not present. So something very close to chicken biryani, which is fried rice, chicken fried rice. So I might go for this substitution because chicken biryani is not there. But actually, the chicken biryani is totally different from the chicken fried rice. So the larger number of the food items in the software will help me to avoid substitution. Avoiding substitution will help me in getting the correct information. Does the database contain a significant number of brand name items? Yes. Brand name is very important because the company usually provide all the information, all the dietary, the nutrient content So it will be inputted inside the software. So when I am giving a type of hamburger, for example, okay, this is my input. It will be matched with the things coming from the company. So here I am getting correct information by putting the brand. So if one of the options, we have different type of chips, okay, but we have a brand name. So if I selected the brand name, so I am getting the correct information. How many nutrients and the nutrient factor does the software program analyze for? Here the output, when I'm putting chicken biryani, for example, or cheese and macaroni and cheese, okay? I am getting 7 vitamins, 3 minerals, 1 or 2, the 3 macronutrients. In total, they are 11 or 12. But others, they show more. They show all the vitamins, all the minerals. Okay? So I am getting all the vitamins, soluble, water-soluble vitamins, fat-soluble vitamins, plus the minerals, all the minerals, trace minerals I am getting. Even some of the software, they are even giving, the amino acid profile, all the 20 amino acids, the fatty acid, the major fatty acid. So I should go for the one which has the maximum nutrients, okay, which appears in my result after entering the food. Okay? Look for special features such as trans fatty acid. Yeah. In case I am doing, about some of the things related to cardiovascular disease, and this is my, my research question. So, and I am going for dietary intake. So which software should I choose? Yeah, this one has some information about the trans fatty acid, and we know the relation between trans fatty acid and cardiovascular disease. So I will go and select this software because it has these features while others don't have. Animal and vegetable protein. Yes, sometimes it can be helpful. Carbohydrate components, fructose, sucrose, and so I am going in not in the macro nutrient level polycarbohydrate. No, sometimes I need to go deeper. This is usually in research work, not in the normal. Soluble and insoluble dairy fibers, unique nutrients such as beta-carotene, equivalent vitamin E, tocopherols component, lycopene, and aspartame. Some of the software, they give this information, which sometimes it's important, especially in the research work. Also, review of the software for its ability to provide the nutrient ratio, such as the polyunsaturated to the saturated fatty acid, cholesterol to saturated fatty acid, calcium phosphorus ratio, and potassium sodium ratio. Some of the software, they have this feature, which is, it's a credit for this software. And if I am doing research in calcium and phosphorus, so I will be choosing this software instead of the others which doesn't. How many missing values are in the database? Missing value. If I'm having, when I look at the output, I enter the food I have eaten. But when I look at the output, I found that there are many things are missing. No vitamin B12. I remember one of my students, she bought the software, and after buying, and she was concerned with vitamin B12. After buying the software, she tried to do something like trial work. And she has started entering the food item 24-hour dietary code. And when she looked at the output, she couldn't find the B12. Means she just paid the money without any benefit. So here the missing is one of the criteria in which we can judge the suitability or selection of the best software. Can Can you add a new food item to the database? Yes. Most of them, you can add your own recipe, okay? And it will give like analysis. For example, when I come and see that this food is not different, so I can add my recipe and it will calculate by itself how much nutrient in the recipe you have added, it's a bonus, it's a credit for this software that if I am able to add my own recipe. How often are the database updated? If it is updated annually, so every time I am having a new item, I remember I want to mention the name, usually they are updating. And I'm getting, because I'm one of their clients, I'm getting that they have added this list of the items which were not present in the last year. So as much as we have update, so as much as we have more information added to the software. And program operation. Cost, money. How much? Okay. Here we have 100 items. Here we have 700 items. But here it is 200. This one 1,000. So the money makes difference. So I have to make like a compromise between the two. Which one is suitable for my research, for example. Okay. In this one, I have all the things. I have all the items. The nutrients which I'm looking for are present, and the price is reasonable price. So I will go and choose this one. Suitable computer is needed. Yes, hardware. You should have suitable hardware to help me in the operating process. How easy is to search? We used to call it data mining. I mean, instead of writing the whole thing, okay, falafel, lumsa, okay, large site. I am just start writing F or beta bread B. It will give me a list of the things. So instead of writing it, I can just choose and click. So this is what we call data mining. Portion size. I have chosen a rice, cooked rice. Here, the portion size. When I open the portion size button or arrow will give me a list of the things. Cup, spoon, grams. So it gives me many options. So it helped me in writing and capturing the exact amount by giving many options at the list which is chosen. Okay? View the nutrients for a food item during the data entry. This is very important. It's very important that when you look at your monitor, you are entering the food. If you are having on the right side, for example, the output, this will be helpful. I remember I was entering a type of salad, which I expected that this 1 cup will give me around 40 kilograms. But when I look at the kilograms, okay, it was around 150, which is above the normal. So I realized this is not the correct salad because it has some dressing, it has mayonnaise in that. So because of that, the number is high. So I have erased that and I have chosen the correct one. So it's a good feature that you have the output on the other side of the screen. So while you are entering, you can see the output. So it can help you in judging this is right, this is wrong. Editable food entry. In case I have done any mistake, so it is very easy to correct the mistake. Average multiple days. Multiple days. Yeah, I have 3 food records or food days. 1, 2, 3. The maximum number of the food record I am having it will give me the maximum accurate result I am having. So here, this is the intake for the first day, this is intake for the third day, this is the second, and this is for the third. Okay, I'm looking for the calcium. Okay, in case, let us assume that I have only one food record. So it will give me, for example, 800. Okay, and that day I didn't drink my milk, which I usually drink milk and go. Okay, if I have taken the other option and taken 3 days, okay, so this will give me a very accurate result of the calcium intake during that 3 days, and any missing in one of the days, it can be adjusted by the other 2 days. So it is one of the important features when I am putting or entering for 3 days, and it do averaging for the nutrients which has been consumed, so it will give me accurate result in comparison with 1 day only. And the ability to compare dietary intake with a wide variety of standards, such as the recommended dietary allowance, or the DRI, or the genetic RNA, by itself, when I finish entering everything, and let us assume 3 days, so the calcium. So it will shows, maybe in red color, that my consumption, the red color will tell me the consumption of this person or this supplier is lower than the recommended dietary allowance, and it will give red color, showing that, so it will capture my vision. Let's look at the red one. He has a problem with vitamin C. He has a problem, she has a problem with vitamin D. So these colors, it's like the result of the comparison of the actual intake with the reference or with the article. Avoid slow programs. Some of the programs, they are very slow in operating. We are entering, we are analyzing, and we are comparing. It's a pre-process. Okay, so the system or the software should be very fast. Program must be user-friendly. Some of the program you like them. It is very easy to handle them. It's very easy to enter them. They are very fast. They give full information. They give figures. They give. So these are the one which usually we are choosing and buying. System output. Does the software provide the nutrient information in the form of tables and graphs? Yeah. Okay. I have 10 students now. They have entered their dietary intake. Okay. So can I get a table or a figure for the students regarding the soluble vitamins? Yeah, you can have this feature. So it will appear in type figures or table. Okay, can you print out food exchanges? So food exchanges, yes, we have. We have this ability. It can give you either the output in the form of food exchanges, for example, which we prepare for the diabetic patient, or my plate. This is another feature which is very important. Can the nutrient report be printed out in nutrition, fact, food label? Yeah. For example, I have made like a smoothie in which I have added 1, 2, 3 fruits. I have added 1 yogurt, and I have added some 2 spoons of honey. It is my own recipe. So I can enter all these in the system, and it will give me how much calcium, how much sodium, how much I can print, and I can paste it on my smoothie, which I have prepared by my own. So it can give like nutrition fact, nutrient fact for the thing which I have made. Can you rank or sort food? A food record? Yes, it is very important, especially if I am looking for special nutrient calcium. Yes, according to the result, please sort, please rank the food which has the highest number of calcium, for example. Sort out, if I have multiple students or clients, sort out the one who has, or the group who has highest intake of calcium, for example. Can you export the nutrient output data to spreadsheet? This is very important feature. Instead of looking at the very long row, I have to look at everything. No, just export button. It will can convert all the outputs for 200 respondents to a table, Excel sheet table, or even maybe SPSS. So now I'm ready to do that, the analysis. This usually was a tiring process before the export button. Now I'm exporting, directly it will go to either to the spreadsheet or the Excel sheet or to the SPSS, where I can simply go for the another step, which is analyzing my statistical analysis of my data. It is like, summarizing the whole thing between some of the important software, well-known international software, for the processor, SQL, UT-based clinical, Nutri-Data System, FoodWorks, Nutritionist Pro. Here.
You listed food processor, right? Which one did you use?
Isha, food processor. It's Isha.
They use Chronometer, but it uses Esha database.
Calories and the macronutrients tracking. There are several apps for layperson, for the normal people, but there are softwares or apps for dietitians and nutritionists. Consider the purpose of the dietary intake data while selecting. So we have to know the purpose. We have to consider the purpose